Welcome to AU in View, a production of the Aurora University Communication Program. We bring you the people and the events of the Aurora University community. I'm Pietro.
And I'm Brooke, and we'll be your hosts for this episode. Today, we will be talking to Brian Curran, the Residence Hall Director, who will provide us with some helpful tips on moving out and cleaning up the dorm rooms on campus. Later on in the show, we will be interviewing Christian Foote, one of the assistant coaches for Aurora University's men's soccer team, and hearing his visions on the upcoming season. We will also have a special segment here called Beyond the Caf, where we will show you a recipe that you can make in your very own dorm room. And at the end of the show, we will have Professor Kneller make a special appearance as he has a special message for all of his students. But first, let's go over the latest news.
On Friday, April 25th, the Aurora University Choir is partnering with the Fox Valley Orchestra and Chorus to put on a spring concert. This concert is titled An Evening of Opera. The campus and community come together in the celebration of choral and operatic music, with selections being performed from La Traviata, Carmen, and Adea, among others. Registration is required for this event. The concert will take place in Crimi Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. If you have any questions, you can contact the Community Relations Special Projects Manager at 630-844-4924 or by emailing artsandideas@aurora.edu.
For the past 121 years, Aurora University has celebrated the passage of its students into the world to represent AU's core values of integrity, citizenship, continuous learning, and excellence. On Sunday, May 4th at 2 p.m., the 2014 undergraduate commencement ceremony will take place in the tent on the quad. Among many traditions at AU, recognition and honors will be awarded to students and faculty. You can find the lyrics and the audio to the university's alma mater song on the school website. And if you have any questions or concerns regarding graduation, please contact Lisa Waters at lwaters@aurora.edu.
Every year, Aurora University puts up a read poster all over campus, specifically in the library, in order to encourage students to read. These posters feature students who currently attend AU. This Thursday, April 24th at 4 p.m., the library will be uncovering the 4 new read posters, as well as announcing the winner for this year's student contest. The uncovering will take place in the Phillips Library and is open to the public. Reservations are not required for this event, and refreshments will be served. Any questions you have, you can contact Amy Mannion at 630-844-5442 or email her at amyman@aurora.edu.
While the spring semester is wrapping up, everyone is studying for finals. There's one more thing to worry about: dorm rooms. I'm here with Brian Curran, the Residence Hall Director, to talk about how to move out and clean up the dorm rooms. Hi Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Good, I'm good. Thank you for joining us. So, when does the official move out start?
May 2nd, 5 p.m. is when everybody has to be out of their halls. Okay. We ask everybody to check out about 24 hours after their last final throughout the week. So there's not really a specific time that they should all just head out. It's going to be progressively throughout the week, Monday to Friday.
So people could start moving out now if they really wanted to.
If they wanted to move their things, yeah. But we ask them to set up a checkout time with their resident assistant at some point 24 hours before they're going to move out. And the resident assistants are going to have sign-ups outside their doors with half-hour or 10-minute slots throughout the whole week. So they're going to be able to easily sign up for a time to get out of their hall.
Okay.
So since seniors won't be graduating until Sunday, or what should they do if they're still going to be here?
Good question. There's actually a few people that we expect to be over the weekend if they're part of a band or chorale or involved with commencement in some way, including the seniors. We have a form for them to fill out. It's our May term contract, housing contract, and it can be found on the Residence Life SpartanNet page under Files, Spring Break Housing Agreements, and then May term housing agreement contract. Okay, they got to print that out themselves and then get it to us by 4:30 this Friday, the 25th.
And when you say get it to you, they just get it to the RHG of the building, or is there a certain place they have to bring the form to?
Yeah, sorry about that. They have to get it to the Office of Residence Life, 435 South Gladstone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So since you said the May term application, that goes for May term students as well as seniors,
yes.
Correct?
It doesn't matter if you're staying until Sunday or the end of May, you have to fill out that contract.
Okay.
What's the typical move-out process like for average checking out of the dorm?
Yeah, let's say, Pietro, that you've got a final at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay. We expect you to be moving out at approximately 3 p.m. on Thursday, which means you should be signing up for a checkout time with your RA outside his or her door approximately right after your final on Wednesday, or earlier in the week if you know exactly when you're going to be expecting to move out on Thursday. Okay. So when that happens, the RA is going to know you're going to be checking out. So in the meantime, while you're studying for finals, or maybe between Wednesday and Thursday when you're done with your finals and you're packing all your things up, you should have everything packed up. You should have your room cleaned to the point where it looks about brand new, or the condition it was in when you moved in. And when the RA comes to check you out at your checkout time, you should have all your things out of the room. Gone, completely moved out, nothing, nada.
So what happens if there's any damages to the room?
Damages in the room should be talked about between roommates. Okay. In the event that one sole person was responsible, then there's going to be a place for that resident to sign for that damage when the RAs check him or her out. After that, physical properties and the RHD of the building goes through the halls throughout May to assess any damages in the building that might not have been caught, or the residents didn't take credit for or responsibility for. And then we're going to assess the fines for those damages, and then that's going to be sent out throughout May.
Okay, so we have one last question for you. What should students be mindful of in their moving out process? Like a couple quick tips just to let them know.
Well, first of all, starting, let's see here, at the end of this week is 24-hour quiet hours. Okay. That means pretty much anything that was after 11 that was the standard for living in the residence halls is going to be all the time. We want the residence halls to be comfortable living and study environments for all the residents, especially during the stressful times of finals, and we want to make sure it's comfortable for everybody. So if you are moving out before Friday, then please keep in mind other people trying to study or maybe rest in between finals, and just be as quiet as possible. You should also, again, I can't stress this enough, clean up your room.
Clean up the room.
Right. If we go in there and there's a lot of dirt on the floor, if there's still tape marks or 3M strips or dirty walls up, anything that would have to require physical properties and housekeeping to come in and do extra cleaning, it's going to be $75 for that cleaning charge. Yeah. So it's just a really simple way to take care of some extra fines before we have to take care of them. On top of that, there's going to be seniors moving out Sunday, or going to want to be moving out Sunday. Between 8 a.m. and 5:30 p.m., there's going to be a hold on all hall movement. Okay? Nobody is going to be allowed to move in or out of the halls because of commencement activities and ceremony. It is right out there on the beautiful quad, and there's a lot of residence halls.
You don't want people lugging TVs,
right? Exactly.
Refrigerators out.
Right. So again, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Okay. There's going to be people looking for that. They will stop you if they do try to move out during that time. Okay. Those people, seniors looking to check out Sunday after 5:30, there's going to be an area for them to go to find an RA to check him or her out. That area has been designated already, and there should be signs up in the halls for them to see. If anybody has any questions, there's signage everywhere on every floor for them to look at.
We can always talk to one of their RAs, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We do our best to get the information out there so that there are no questions or concerns, or at least as little as possible.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure that all of this will really help when all the students have an easier time moving out of their dorm rooms. Now we have a segment here on AU in View called Beyond the Caf, where we will show you a tasty recipe that you can make in your own dorm room.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Caf, where we provide you with recipes that you can make in your very own dorm room. I'm Loretta.
And I'm Trey. So today we're going to be making a classic dessert or snack, whatever you want to call it, Rice Krispie treats. So there are a number of ways that you can go about making Rice Krispie treats, but we're going to probably go with the simplest version since you guys are going to be making them in your dorm rooms. So what we have in front of you is we have 3 recipes. are three items that you would use to make the Rice Krispie treat. So first, we have butter. You could use stick butter. We chose to use the spreadable version since it's a little bit more easier to deal with. We also have some marshmallows. Now you could use the big ones. You could use the size that we have here, which are kind of the medium, the small ones, or you could use the extra small ones that you would use in like hot chocolate or whatever. You know,
Don't
whatever.
they sometimes have flavored ones too?
They do. You could use chocolate if you want. They have peanut butter. But you know, we went with the typical version. And then last but not least, we have the Rice Krispies. So here, let's get started, okay?
All right.
So first what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a bowl of marshmallows and you're going to want to put them in the microwave for anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds until they soften up. Now, what you may experience is that they may kind of puff up on you. In order to keep that from happening, I'd probably go ahead and put a damp rag over the bowl to, you know, keep your microwave from getting destroyed by marshmallows. So you're going to put that in the microwave. Then what you're going to want to do is after they are already softened, you're going to want to put the butter on top, and then you're going to want to throw it back in the microwave for another 20, 30 seconds until the butter is nice and melted.
How much butter do you usually use?
I'm an eyeball type guy, so I don't use the typical, you know, teaspoons, tablespoons. So probably what I would recommend is probably 2 nice hefty scoops using one of the spoons that you could find in the spot or in the cafeteria, and that should be just enough.
Okay.
And then once you have the 2 ingredients together, you're going to want to mix them until you have a nice soft consistency. And then after that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab another bowl, and then you're going to want to grab the Rice Krispie treats, and then you're going to want to pour those in. I wouldn't use the whole box because you might run into some issues there. But then what you're going to want to do is combine the 2. You could either, to save from dishwashing, you could use the bowl of the Rice Krispies, and then you could pour the marshmallow mixture into that bowl. And then what you're going to want to do is slowly mix the ingredients together, and then you'll start to notice that you'll have kind of the typical Rice Krispie type look that you're looking for. And so what I like to do, you don't have to do this, you can completely stop and just enjoy, but what I like to do is I like to throw them back into the microwave for another 30 seconds because you really get that nice, soft, marshmallowy texture. That
make sure everything really melts together.
Yes, you definitely do. And if you would like, you could sprinkle peanut butter on there. You could do sprinkles. You could put chocolate
if you're
sauce,
a chocolate lover.
strawberry sauce. There are a number of different things that you could do to really spice up this dish.
So are these typically the pans that you would use to make it all in?
Yes. Since we don't have ovens and since foil and microwaves don't mix, I would just wait until you have the mixture in the bowl, and then you can go ahead and spread the mixture along with the Rice Krispies into this. Now, you could make them into balls. You can make them into whatever shapes you would like to, kind of spice it up, make it fun for your friends. But what we did is we did the typical Rice Krispie, the flat surface. We didn't do anything too crazy. And what you have for the final product is right here, this amazing looking dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Loretta go ahead and taste test it for us to see how they turned out. So go ahead and cut wherever you would like.
I'm not big on desserts.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to warn you, but this does look really good.
All right, please be honest.
Oh, no.
How is it? Good? Good.
That tastes really good.
Good. Guys, there you have it. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Beyond the Calf, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
That looks good. Thanks, guys. Aurora University's men's soccer team has been staying busy this spring, preparing for their next season. Today I have Christian Foote, one of the assistant coaches on the men's soccer team. Hey, Christian, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. So why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Christian Foote, obviously. Assistant men's soccer coach at Aurora. This is my second year coaching college with the men's soccer program. Former player, been around Aurora for a really long time now, seems like. So I got my bachelor's here. Continued my education into getting my MBA and my master's. So kind of from there, just continued coaching soccer and really enjoy being around with these guys. So.
All right, so how hard has it been being a player to going off the field and becoming a coach? How's that transition been?
Well, the transition kind of from undergrad, working part-time jobs to really going into professional, real life, working every day, 9 to 5, was pretty easy considering the fact Aurora really prepared me, for that next step into, my life. So, the really big transition was playing with these guys every day, day in and day out for 4 years of my life, and then having to be, a higher role model to them. Really, it took a little bit of transition, but thanks to the guys we have on the team, they knew it was kind of my goal to go from, playing to coaching college, and they knew that step I had to take. So, they were a big help in making that transition easy. So.
All right, that's good that they have someone to look up to. Why don't you tell me about how your fall season went?
I think our fall season overall, we went, pretty well. 11-5-4, solid record. They usually like to say in Division III men's soccer that 10 wins is kind of the plateau for a good season. So, we hit that mark well. We had a couple, we hit a bad injury bug for part of the season where we picked up, injuries to really key guys for us that hurt us. But, at that point we had freshmen really step up, younger players, and, really take that role that some of those older players that got injured, that gap that they left in there. So, I think for overall, for being a young team, with the injuries, I think we really had a really successful season. So.
All right, with graduation right around the corner, how many seniors are you losing this year?
We're losing 5, and
Okay.
that's a good number because a lot of them really contributed a lot to our program. So losing those 5 is, it could hurt us a bit, but we're really bringing in the right pieces to help us up in the future. So.
Okay, so then why don't you tell me about how recruitment starts up? Like, what's the process that you go through to get new players?
For us, it's it's different for each program. For us, it really starts with we go to tournaments, travel out of state, in-state, pick kids we really like, the top guys from tournaments. It really starts with phone call, emails, really trying to touch base with them, connect on a personal level with them, get to know them, tell them a little bit more about Aurora. And then from there, it's, home visits, high school visits, going to watch them play. We as a staff like to see the guys play at least 7 times before we want them to commit to us, so we can give them a lot of good feedback on what they can improve on, what we think they're going to fit well into our system. So, it's a really kind of a long process, takes about over a year. So, right now we're already looking for our class of 2015, which, it's a ways away now, but it comes up pretty quickly. So.
Well, I'm glad you guys are really thorough in your process and everything. I know Aurora is really big on giving back to the community. Does the soccer team do anything within the community, like volunteering, community service?
Yeah, we're actually, it's really something big that we hype on as a men's program. We actually have 8 partnerships with local, organizations around the Chicagoland area. We think that our guys, they have a gift to come play college soccer, that they have to, they have a better opportunity to give back at a higher level. So it's not just I come to class, go to class, I play college soccer, and then my day is done. They have a higher responsibility in the community. So we really like to get them in. We like to go out, really get involved in the community in lots of ways with the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry. A big one our guys like is Top Soccer, where, we work with, kids that are less fortunate than us, when we get to really help them just play soccer. And that's something, we obviously enjoy and they really enjoy. So.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you guys give back. I heard last year that the Aurora men's soccer team actually visited Costa Rica.
We did.
So tell me about that. How does that go?
I actually didn't get the opportunity to go, but from everything I've heard, it's fantastic. You get to go overseas, which is something for soccer is big. Soccer is a global game, so us getting to travel out of the United States is really big for us. Not only playing wise, we got to play 3 international teams, which really, was a good exposure for our guys to see the level we want to play at and be at. We actually ended up beating 1, which is really, which was nice. I think it helped build our guys' confidence, but also giving back. We went to an orphanage where kids that are 5, 3, 4, 5, really young kids, without parents, and really, spent the whole day there, just really getting to know them, enjoying, the time with them. So it was a really, really great experience. So.
All right, well, I'm glad you guys got that experience. I know I'm looking forward to see what you guys do next year. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, like I said, good luck next year. And now we have a segment here where Professor Kneller will go ahead and give a message for his graduating seniors.
Today at AU in View, we have a special segment with Dr. Matt Kneller. Dr. Matt Kneller is the advisor to the broadcast station here, as well as assistant professor of the communication department. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Kneller.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Pietro. I just wanted to sort of recognize some of our seniors that are graduating that have played a big role in sort of getting our TV station started. As some of you might not know, this was the end of our first year with sort of a legitimate kind of TV station and a TV studio. So it's been a pretty cool experience to to get that going. A lot of the students, I think all the students in here basically were in that sort of first class, the broadcast class that we did in the fall, and kind of saw the studio sort of being built around them. And it was really cool when a lot of them wanted to continue on in the spring. I was really happy about that, that a lot of you guys wanted to continue on. So Pietro was one of the people that took the class, and
I've enjoyed it.
And it's been really cool as a anchor. But there's a few of the students that are going to be walking across the stage for commencement in, I don't know, a week from Sunday, another week or so. So I just wanted to recognize them because they've been a huge help. First one, we're going to Brooke come back up here real quickly. You just saw Brooke. So Brooke has been one of our anchors, and she's been doing a great job. Her and Pietro like to team up together. So
Dream team.
So it was nice that our last show of the term, you guys got to be anchors for the last show. Okay, all right, you can go now. All right, and then Allison Digan. Allison has not been on camera quite as much, but she has been really awesome as a producer and does a lot of the sort of behind the scenes work, putting scripts together. She's been really dependable, and you know, we can always count on her to have everything ready to go when it needs to be ready to go. Okay, all right. And then we have Cam. Cam, you probably just need to come up here, Cam. So we got a couple guys that are on camera right now. So we might not have a good shot without Cam on the camera. I don't know what camera you guys are using. But yeah, Cam has been a huge help. He's very versatile, can do directing, has been on camera himself, doing the interviews and everything. Cam actually has a job in television lined up with ESPN, so you're shipping out right after graduation. Okay, yes. And I think I heard you just got engaged fairly recently.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to sort of the next big phase of his life. Okay, thanks. Then we have Trey. Why don't we have Trey come up?
Hi, Mom.
All right, so Trey has been another one. You just saw Trey showing us how to cook Rice Krispie treats earlier in the episode, but he's been an anchor for us as well as helping out with camera and everything. He was in the broadcast class in the fall. Trey Gonzalez. Nice job, Trey. Now our last graduating senior is Patrick Blattner. So he'll be up here in a second. Patrick has been a director for a number of our episodes. He's another one who's usually kind of more behind the scenes, so he's been a big help. And he also took the class in the fall, has been working with us all year. Okay, thanks, Patrick. Okay, I think that's all our graduating seniors, but there were a few people that have been helping out all year. They don't get to come on camera until they're actually graduating, but Loretta Johnson has been one of our producers, and Christina Gonzalez has been an anchor for us and has done some producing and everything. Jessica is in the studio right now, and is, Jessica Stone. I don't know if you can even get a shot of her, but she's in the studio right now directing the show, and she's been helping out this term as well and I think she took the class in the fall. But it's been a very cool experience for me to do this. This has always been sort of a passion of mine to do TV, so having the broadcast studio has been just great, and it's been so awesome to have these students that want to do this and to be able to do a weekly show, which I'm sure you guys have found out is a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So the dedication has been really, really cool to see this year. So I appreciate that.
Well, it was all worth it. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, Dr. Kneller. Okay. And thank you for joining us on AU in View, and we'll see you next time.